In this lesson we're going to look at what a radian is. Now so far in mathematics you've measured angles in degrees, but it's not the only measurement, as we can see here. It's often useful to measure angle in radians, and that's especially useful later on when you can only do certain things in radians, in differentiation and integration. So what is a radian? Well, a radian is this measurement here. It's an angle created from taking a line or a radius to the outside of the circle, which always is a radius, and taking one up the way as well. And the critical bit is the arc between these two radii is also a radius. So we have an angle here made of a radius, another radius, and an arc length, which is also a radius, hence the name radian. So how big is this angle here really? Well, if we look over here and we think about how many of these fit into a circle, almost, well, three and a wee bit actually fit into 180 degrees, and we can actually work out exactly how many fit into 180 degrees and then therefore 360 degrees. If we look at this idea here, circumference is equal to pi d, and we can rewrite diameter as two radiuses, so really 2 pi r. Then if you think about how many radiuses or radii will fit into the full circle round here, it will fit in 2 pi times, and pi is 3.14, so it's exactly 6.28. So 6.28 of these will go all the way around. That means to 180, 3.14 of these will fit in. So 3.14 of these will fit into 180 degrees. We just call it pi. Radians is 180 degrees. And instead of writing 6.28 of these fit into 360, we call that 2 pi, just so we've got exact values and we don't need to round. So what does that work out in degrees? Well, when you take 180 and you divide it by pi, you get 57 point something or other. But we don't like to round things here. We like to keep it as exact values, so we just leave it as 180 over pi, like this. So 1 radian is equal to 180 over pi. And the opposite, which is 1 degree, you do the opposite, which is pi divided by 180, so 3.14 divided by 180. So to convert into radians, then what we do is we take 150 degrees in this example here, and you multiply by pi and divide by 180, which is what this is for 1 degree. So multiplying by pi and divide by 180, and then cancel your fraction down. We don't want to multiply with 3.14 and divide by 6. You would get a decimal answer for the number of radians, but we just leave it as 5 pi over 6. So you'd get something like 5 times 3 is 15 divided by 6 and so on. You get 2 and a bit radians, but don't do that, just leave it like this. And the offset, to turn it into degrees, we've got the number of radians, so instead of multiplying by 57, we multiply by 180 over pi, 180 over 3.14, but just leave it as an exact value. So the pi's will cancel, and then you can times by 180 and divide by 5 and cancel it down. It comes to 108 degrees.